the Rings, volume 124. Today we're talking about the Coarse 7-inch 1. Or first? I don't know. Don't want any bugs getting in here. Anyway, let's begin, shall we? The history here goes back to Tarquin Jones. From South Africa. He has run a plethora of different blogs, Facebook groups, communities over the years, and is always keeping an eye out for new stuff. Their current incarnation is Call Me Armageddon. They do a lot of comps, so I think it's like one every 6 months, so definitely check those out. So this is weird. So it was posted on Bandcamp, and I do not believe it was downloadable. It wasn't posted anywhere like promoting it. It was just on Bandcamp. Tarquin had posted about it, being like, this is really good if you like Botch. I love Botch. You say Botch, I check out the band pretty much instantaneously. So what happened was I contacted the band through their Bandcamp page, and it was essentially like, I would be very interested in helping you release this EP, and then the EP went offline. And I was like, oh no, I missed my chance. And then I got an email from them in response from Brandon, the drummer. And he essentially was like, we put it up for 1 week just to see how it fared, see if we got any interest, and it looks like we did because you messaged us. So I essentially was the lead on this, and Brandon's, I guess, like label for Coarse essentially was called Secret Nature. So it shows up as a co-release there. So I think they took 50 copies and we had the other 250. So there's 300 of these on black. Let's go through it now. Simple black, nice and easy. It's at 45, which is always nice. You get yourself an insert, you get yourself a sticker, and some of them come with this like art zine piece that Brandon made, which is super cool. I've also kept my little note that Brandon sent me, which I cling to at night sometimes. And then I've got, we did an out of 20 version. I don't remember why. I think Brandon just had extra art, so I was like, let's do some limited out of 20s. And I printed them on a sparkle paper, and they really, they turned out pretty nice. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it's not regular paper, so they look really nice, and they're limited. I'm a very big fan of that alternate cover, I won't lie. But maybe I should talk about the band besides just saying they sound kind of like Botch, because that's not quite enough information. Let's go back. So both members were playing in other bands at the time. Drummer vocalist Brandon was playing in Old Wounds, and the guitarist vocalist Ryan was playing in Capsize, and I guess they had toured or played some shows together or something, and they'd both been unhappy with their current situations and bands, and essentially were just like, let's start a two-piece, and they, I guess, got out of their bands and started this band. So these first 6 songs were written remotely, I think, for the most part, and then they got together and like fully hashed out the 6. So it's definitely like Botched influenced, Norma Jean. There's a lot of highs and lows because you've got dual vocals, so there's a lot of really cool variance going on with the vocal department. And I gotta bring up stuff like there's the song Only Death, track 3, which just has some exceptional vocals. You've got the deeps, you've got the higher screamy stuff, and then you have like this long, like increasing volume thing that he does, and it's really, really good. And I mean the A-side is absolutely phenomenal. You've got Shed, the opener music video, check it out, where they're it's like a live one, so you get to see them playing the song. And then Hoax is next, and that is the botchiest son of a gun that I've heard in quite some time. Really Anthology of Dead Ends era kind of stuff. It's so good. So Hoax also has a music video, but that one is shots of factory industry pollution, not just like environmental pollution, but also noise pollution, all that kind of stuff. And then the Only Death song is fantastic. B-side, Separation of Survival, is like a noise track. Should be noted that Brandon then started a solo project called Trace Amount, which was a noise ambient kind of deal. Was supposed to play ZBR Fest 2020, but COVID canceled that, so I never got to meet Brandon. The last post that I saw Coarse was in 2020 saying they were pretty much working on their LP. So they did release some stuff after this. There was the cut and preserved 4-song, like some like remixes and stuff from other people. Who was it? Hash Gordon, Street Sex. Someone from Street Sex did some stuff as well. So they did tapes, and I think 7 inches for that, maybe just tapes. I don't know. And then they got signed, I think, by 6131. So whether the LP is happening or not, I still don't know. But regardless, I really hope they come out with more material, because this is absolutely fantastic. You've also got In Peril and No Heart, before I forget. Both just bangers, especially the closer. The closer is kind of like Only Death in the way that it's not just like your typical like metallic hardcore kind of thing. They really expand outward and kind of do some other interesting stuff and meld it all together. So I can't recommend this enough. Honestly, we still have copies left as well. Yeah, let's put them on sale. Let's do like $3 for a week. We'll see what happens. I still got a fair amount. We did take $250. This was maybe a little. This was before the U.S. store was involved, so I was probably a little ambitious, assuming that I was going to be able to get rid of 250 copies from Canada. Like, sure, it's a fantastic EP, but yeah, if we had the U.S. store, this was released now, I think it'd be a very different story, especially considering that the two band members came from bands from before that, could be considered bigger. So yeah. Is there anything else? What's next? I saw it. Oh right, it's the Snag Swallow's Nest split. So I guess this would have been the first. Would have been the first Snag release with ZBR, and the very first Swallow's Nest release too, which I was in Swallow's Nest, but that's a story for another time. And that other time is next episode. So let me just gracefully exit the room again as I entered.